So amongst all the insanity of this chapter of Attack on Titan, I definitely gotta give some more props to Armin and his character. I mean, first of all, for Erwin to recognize that he is a very pivotal part of all this, and that he was basically using him to, and not using in a bad way, but using his skills to help them out and everything, is the fact that he's grown a lot. It showcases the development of him. Even though he's still Armin, where he's like timid and whatnot, he's like, please, but he ultimately is using his skills and whatnot to help navigate them and find the actual threat where they're hiding and stuff like that. So this chapter, amongst all the insanity, was pretty cool, yet again showcasing the development that Armin has had as far as his abilities and whatnot to be able to find things and just being a real smart dude. Now we got some decent advancement. Granted, I don't know if it'll be all messed up within the next couple chapters, but Eren closing up the hole with his crystallization. At first I was a little bit confused, like what the fuck is going on? Why is Mikasa like dragging him out of there? But it's seemingly that maybe he had no control to get out of there, and maybe it's possible as well using that crystallization thing, such as Annie, he would have been trapped in there, so that's why they had to pull him out. But I was a little bit at first like, what the fuck? But then it started to make a little more sense, like, okay. And again, this is something they've been wanting to do for a while, and I don't know, maybe in the next chapter the Ape Titan could punch 10,000 holes in the walls or whatever, but now they have the big hole, one of the biggest things that has happened to humanity within these walls, closed. So that's pretty good right there. I mean, advancement. And I'm curious what it was that Erwin was talking about, like, we also have our secrets. Is he the one holding the formula now to turn into a Titan? Will Erwin eventually turn into one? Like, honestly, Levi turning into a Titan would be sick as fuck, but I wouldn't be surprised if Erwin is the one to do it, because he's like, at all costs, I'm gonna have to do this shit. So maybe he's the one holding the formula, and he's ultimately gonna plan on using it in this big ass battle. And poor dude, I don't know who the fuck that was, if he was just some irrelevant scout or whatever, but fucking Reiner just stabbed right through that motherfucker. I was like, damn, I had to double take for a second. I had to look at the panels carefully, because at first I was like, wait a minute, did he stab Armin? I was like, oh no, it's some irrelevant fuck. But like, R.I.P. irrelevant dude. And the epicness of Levi yet again, and it's cool to see his frustrations. Like, I stabbed the living fuck out of him, but I still wasn't able to kill this motherfucker. Fuck, like, yeah, the carnage wasn't enough, Levi, was it? Although it did look like he put some type of wounding into Reiner. Maybe it's a little bit more difficult right now for him to heal up completely, because in the midst of him transforming, he still kind of looked like, you know, he's laying down, he kind of looks a little aggravated and stuff like that. So maybe the wounds that Levi inflicted on Reiner aren't healing as quick, because Levi went to town on this motherfucker, just stabbing the shit out of him. So that's kind of like a good thing as well, in a sense. Like, Levi didn't get to, you know, completely finish the job, but ultimately he weakened the enemy, and depending on how the fight goes, maybe that'll be somewhat of a factor. Again, I don't know if he's going to heal up immediately, because, I mean, look back when Mikasa stabbed, I think Mikasa stabbed him right through the arm and shit, or even through the neck, I can't remember, but like, he healed up pretty quick. But maybe Levi put in a little more work, so it's going to take a little bit more time, and that'll help them in the actual fight with him. And then the mystery with the Gorilla Titan, like, I think what it was that they were all hiding in the forest, and maybe the Gorilla Titan was actually in human form at a particular point. But if you look at it, maybe I'm overthinking things or whatever, but there's a lot of smoke all over, not just the Ape Titan, but all the Titans as well. What if there's a possibility that the way the Ape Titan does some things is maybe he even can take dead bodies? Either he has a bunch of humans that are alive, captive, in captivity, or he takes dead bodies and can turn them into Titans, because it looked like a lot of smoke and everything, as if it wasn't just him that transformed. Maybe all the Titans were like dead bodies that he turned into them, and that's why they like have the zombified feel. Could be that these Titans, the ones that are mindless and completely out of their mind, some of them could be dead people possibly, and that's why they're just constantly like eating. But then again, we have seen cases of people like, for example, Ymir, that was a Titan but wasn't dead. So it could be something that's his, you know, special power. Maybe he knows a lot more about all this. And motherfucker thought this was like Ace of Diamond, a big wind up. He was just like, with the rock. That shit was pretty cool. And honestly, the art for the most part in this chapter looked pretty sick. I mean, there was a couple times, like, I think that Isayama has a hard time in a way making Mikasa look as amazing as she looks in the anime, but I mean, a lot of the times with the Gorilla Titan in particular and the Armor Titan, it looked pretty freaking sick. And I mean, a major setup in this chapter with some epic fights that are about to go down. It feels like Titan is really back now, quite a few months of chapters, whereas just things is really advancing. I mean, this almost seems as though this was the final fight we've been waiting for, having the Ape Titan, the Armor Titan, or although Bertolt is probably around there and continuing their little plan that they set up. So don't be surprised if the Colossal Titan just fucking appears and falls on top of everyone. And if it's Eren versus the Armored, a rematch of the century, I know that Eren has progressed immensely, and if Reiner is even slightly still injured and healing up from the wounds from Levi, this is going to be an interesting battle. I think at this particular point, though, it is pivotal for Eren, even if he has to struggle and get fucked up along the way, to actually take out the Armored, because all this advancement from the last fight till now needs to show, it actually has to showcase, like, okay, yeah, he's really moved along. Don't get me wrong, the Armor Titan is going to fuck him up, but at this particular point, I want Eren to get a win over Reiner, simply because he's trained a lot, he's tried his best, and this is do or die time. And then the ape with Erwin, I mean, I think Erwin might use the formula next chapter in order to, like, really, even out the playing field, although he would have to eat a shifter, so maybe his plan might be to try and eat the ape titan or something. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going through Erwin's mind. At the end of the day, he's one of those fearless commanders with a psychotic head, so who the hell knows. But overall, very good setup at the end, and overall this chapter, great advancement. The wall has been sealed up. For how long? Who knows? Will it stay like that? We don't know, because this battle's about to go down. But also, some of the biggest fights we've been waiting to see, a rematch, and Bertolt's still in the wings, like, God knows what the hell he's gonna do. Like, some very fucking awesome shit. Honestly, this chapter was like a 9 out of 10, very solid, great stuff, and it's like, it seems as though Attack on Titan is reaching its climax, but I think Isayama has a lot more in store if he still says, like, there's probably, like, 2 to 3 years worth more of manga chapters, and this seemingly is the final fight. Who the hell knows what else he has in store? Maybe there's more people like the Ape Titan around? We don't know. But who do you got your money on with this one? First of all, do you think that finally Eren's gonna take out Reiner this time around? He's gonna kick his ass. Also, what's up with the Ape Titan and Erwin? Levi coming in like a boss, fucking stabbing the shit out of him. Do you think that that's actually gonna have a small impact in Reiner fighting, because maybe he's still healing up? And your overall thoughts of the chapter? I mean, shit is going fucking down. This is the Attack on Titan that we signed up for, and it's epic as fuck. Not to mention, again, Armin's development. I mean, granted, yeah, the beginning of the chapter felt a little bit sluggish with them searching everywhere, but you need, some type of exposition and showcasing the environment and the situation we're in. So, yeah. Your overall thoughts of the chapter, but that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.